Welcome everybody to another edition of Dragway Memories. We got funny car action again. Jim Wimmet, always a low buck guy, gets shown the way home there. And the Frantic Ford, a lot of people like this car. I think it's been restored, or a version of it that ran on the nostalgia trail. King and Marshall, out of all the satellite bodies, that one just looks boxy to me. Joe Giacono, he's got a nice ride out there. He had a good attitude, that boy. The Setzer machine with Tommy Grove at the wheel.
Two Californians going at it.
All the way up in Canada. And here we go. Wheel standards a pair.
Yeah, always a big show.
Little Red Wagon against Tommy Maris.
Maris, lots of sparks out of those titanium blocks. Can't do that today. That's why they went to flamethrowers and stuff coming out of the exhaust pipes to try and make the show, wheel standing show, a little bit better.
Oh, they do this. They come up the track, do a wheel stand, come back, do another one, go, and they get their money's worth out of these cars.
A lot of laps on all these wheel standers.
Kids loved them.
Yep. All right, here we go. The Speed Trends car. The Warrens, the Doug Warrens, and Barron Brothers 64 Belvedere. Hard charger. They've had that car for many, many years. Eric Cramp in his 69 still has the antenna on it for the radio. 396 car. His sons have that. It's never been completed on the restoration. The late Eric Cramp here teamed up with Bill Morrison. Eric bought this car brand new, 375, 396 4-gear Hugger orange car. Didn't know anything about drag racing, wanted to get involved, got hooked up with Bill Morrison, and Morrison showed him the way. This is Morrison driving stick car, 350 small block 4-speed out of Carbelt and Engineered Racing Services. Later on, Eric driving the car now with an automatic Super K automatic 255 350. You see the cowl hood, not original to the car, but it is a real deal 396. And this is the last incarnation of Eric racing the car, still with the original paint on it. FJ helping them out a lot with this car. Eric passed. His sons were in the middle of restoring the car, and it, as far as I know, has never been finished restored. There's Eric. Look at all the funky 70s clothing he got on there. Good thing we've moved on from that. Larry Lombardo in Monza up against Gap and Roush. Sold a lot of Pintos and 351 Clevelands. Good for them. Jack Rouse, very famous stock car racer now. Jungle Jim, if that's number 117, that'll be Jungle Man himself. This is 1976 by virtue of Tommy Ivo's first funny car in just Jim Naramore against Shirley Muldowney. Naramore making short work out of that deal. Good runs. Here we have Pee Wee Wallace back in the Virginian, which would be his own car. Pee Wee from Virginia. Billy Holt's car being from Alabama. Nice looking Monza blue and white. Always at Cayuga. Here we go with the Smokey machine, back when Smokey and the Bandit TV movies, I say, were out. Became famous and got to get in the shtick. He's got a CB antenna on the back and everything. Good way to keep the kids entertained if the family's out for the day. They may not remember who won Superstock, but they remember the wheel stander.
And here comes Bert Strauss against Donnie Cloak. Bert was inducted into the Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame in 2016. Jim Audie against... looks like Larry Dobbs.
Yep.
We'd love to know what it is exactly, but it always says it looks like. And Larry beat him! Paul Tilley in his Camaro. Always liked that car. I was a Camaro guy from way back. This is Al Kenny.
Yeah, out of Ottawa.
Out of Ottawa, Ontario, down K&B. Ronnie Rudnick in the Snow Job Corvette, bouncing his way down the track, trying to catch that digger in vain. Big Vince back in the 4-speed in the big heavy machine. What did it weigh, Bill?
3,600 pounds, I believe I read somewhere.
On a little small block.
Yeah.
Manga banging the gears, shedding no tears, having lots of fun that day. And, oh, he gets all out of shape and all kinds of crazy. We think that's Doug Heaney there up against Zach. And the Chop Top itself coming at him.
Yeah, Bob Elling, the Ball Auctions car, heavily chopped against Lloyd Ulmer in his Vega. Ulmer ran the Vega quite a lot, but not that Camaro 70.5 job. That's Thorne Brothers now. Still injected gasser. Peter McRitchie. Our friend Peter McRitchie, Antec Racing Services, Ron Wig Race Cars. Ron Wig also brought in the Monroe truck to service people at the track. Peter's 220 horse 283 Power Glide Automotive out of Garrett's. Here he is. That's an early shot. Still has the rally wheels on the back. The Dave Freeman Mustang. Young Peter McRitchie at San Air. Boy, oh boy, he's ate a few cheeseburgers since then. Nice guy, though. I hope he gets back into racing. Antec race, Bennett and Sirianni Camaro in the background. San Air, one of the best places to enjoy a drag race. And this is the latest, last incarnation. F.J. Smith helping them out, Beatty and Woods as well. Herb Coots helped him out as well, did very well. Record holders. And then he raced the Camaro for Vanny Brothers. Peter would be in the seat for this. I asked him lots of questions of what he remembered about this car. What a trick machine, Vanny Brothers Racing Head Service Camaro. 283, later teamed up with Herbie Kutz out of Pennsylvania. They did very well, won some big iron and national records for sure. Westburg Westfall in the Camaro, Stormalong number 5 against, could be Wally Clark in that multicolor. This is Vanny again in the 55. 260 first gear, 617 in the rear end.
Wow.
High winding, oh yeah, ball auctions machine. I don't like it personally with a chopped top, but
it's different.
It's different. Mangov again, look at the second gear hanging him. Low gas machine like an F-gasser. Bert Strauss, that's when he stopped campaigning pro stock and went mostly locally. Gord Overbow and his B. Econo dragster. Here we go, the match race. Larry Lombardo against Gap and Roush and their Pinto. Rules definitely favored small blocks during this era. Jungle Man, look at the burnout. I don't know, I'd say, judging by for this footage, I'd say Pee Wee Wallace is just a good burnout guy as the Jungle Man.
Camera doesn't lie.
Yeah, there you go. Custom body Tom Prock against TV Tommy Ivo. Ivo made his living solely by drag racing after his movie career ended, and he was able to have a nice house in Burbank, California. He still lives there today. Naramore and Shirley Muldowney again. Naramore beats her again. Time. Wow. I think this is Tommy Maris, but I think
Tommy
so.
Maris,
Yeah, look at the motor out the back. V-drive. Used to use boat V-drives or Tornado transmissions.
And the chuck wagon in one of his iterations. This truck always put on a good show. He was one of the ones that pioneered, I believe, the return to the finish line wheel stand. The announcer would pump it all up, and we'd all look down track and ooh and ah as he come right at you.
Yeah, I remember it well. Peter McRitchie again. Still Blue running out of Entech. Did a lot of work with Entech back in the day up against Clark, I believe.
Took him out there, too.
Yeah. Morrison. Love to see the car back out. FJ says it could be out without too much work. Don't know who's in the 55. Of course, the Stormalong machine, very famous. Another Western New York Camaro. Looked like it was out of the Keith Saman race shop. Cramp again, the late Eric Cramp. Hugger Orange, that's the original paint on the car. 375 horse, 396 4-speed car originally.